We got Todd McShay's latest mock draft, and Tom and I are going to go through it pick by pick. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports, and the #1 pick in Todd McShay's mock draft. Go figure.
Joe Burrow, no surprise. All right, #2 pick, Chase Young. I don't need to explain Joe Burrow to you people. You guys are smart. You know why he's going #1 overall. Chase Young goes #2 to the Redskins. That's not a huge surprise either. Jeffrey Okudah goes #3 to Detroit. So, again, we're kind of going with the general consensus here. Isaiah Simmons at #4. I'm on board with that. He's such a freak athlete. He's so special. I love his fit in New York. Offensive line a fit too. No complaints there.
#5 pick here for the Miami Dolphins. It's Tua. Tua time. They tanked for him. Oh, now he's going there.
If Tua's healthy, I think he's the second quarterback off the board.
Okay.
And I think that is to Miami unless the team surprises and trades up.
This one's pretty surprising to me, Tom. At pick 6 to the Chargers, it's Jordan Love.
Yeah, look, Todd McShay is doing this thing with Mel Kiper where one's going to give Jordan Love some hype, the other's going to give Justin Herbert some hype, and they're going to fight each other over it because it's drama and whatnot. McShay thinks that Jordan Love goes before Justin Herbert. I'm not convinced that he does. Love's NFL success is going to be heavily tied, more than most prospects, to where he ends up going. Yep. If he goes to a bad organization, it's not going to be pretty. It's just not. If he goes to the right team, he could really impress. So I am curious to see what ends up happening with Jordan Love, but the fit is going to be a big factor. I don't think I'm going to take him over Justin Herbert, though. That's a little bit too much for my blood as a guy who was on the Love train last season, just so we're clear.
As a guy on the Love train. Pick your quarterback, type
L
for Love, or I want you to type H for Justin Herbert out of Oregon.
I think the way I describe Justin Herbert, he's what people claim Daniel Jones was last season.
Interesting.
Like, Herbert actually has the arm that Daniel Jones really didn't. He's a better deep passer than what Daniel Jones was last year. And Jones showed some promise this year. Turnover was a big factor there. Herbert still has some mistakes. But for most NFL teams, I think there are some where Love might be a better fit. Maybe Indianapolis could be one of those or whatever. Give me Herbert over Jordan Love for those NFL teams. I think the ceiling's a little bit higher for Herbert, and that is a factor when evaluating prospects.
So pick a quarterback. Type L for Love, type H for Justin Herbert. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video, so you might get hit with an ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and either type your L for Love or H for Justin Herbert. Let's go to pick #7 now. It's Derrick Brown, defensive tackle out of Auburn.
And nothing crazy on this one. I think it fills a big-time need for Carolina, and he's a good player as well.
Pick #8, Mekhi Becton.
He moves so well for a big boy.
Big dude.
It's weird Arizona did lock up DJ Humphries. I might go CeeDee Lamb, but I'm not going to argue against the team going with a really great offensive lineman like Mekhi Becton here.
Jacksonville Jags, they're going to build that offensive line with offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa.
This one I'm going to argue against a little bit. He said that Wirfs can play guard, which he can. He absolutely could. But we know how good of an athlete Wirfs is. So if you're keeping Jawan Taylor at right tackle, you're keeping Cam Robinson at left tackle, now you're spending the number 1 overall pick on a guard, you're not maximizing that pick. So I get it. It's not bad value for him. It's not the route I would go for Jacksonville. I might prefer one of those defensive players instead.
Let's round out now the top 10 here. Jedrick Wills Jr., offensive tackle from Alabama to the Cleveland Browns.
I think he's a day 1 starter at right tackle. Those, not a surprise, 3 straight linemen, at least 3 in the top 10. Becton, Wirfs, and Wills, depending on who you talk to, who you listen to, going to be differing orders on those offensive linemen. All of them, I think, are going to be truly worth a top 10 pick.
Also, what's absolutely worth it? These price drop jerseys, chatsports.com/jersey deal. If you need a new jersey, or heck, if you want to go buy a friend a jersey, it's chatsports.com/jersey deal. We got Nike NFL jerseys under $80.
Shameless.
They're normally about $100, so we're just trying to save you guys some money. But again, your favorite team, Zeke, Saquon Barkley, name a player, they're all there, and a lot of different color schemes as well. We'll put it in the comments. We'll put it in the description. chatsports.com/jersey deal. Let's now go to the New York Jets. Going with Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama.
Offensive line, a big-time need, but if Robbie Anderson walks, Jeudy comes in, gives Sam Darnold some more help at receiver. I think this pick, unless it's Caleb on Chasen, has to be focused on making Darnold better.
Back-to-back wide receivers, the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to select CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma.
Thoughts,
and
Mitch?
I like this pick a
There
lot.
you go.
CeeDee Lamb's the
answer.
guy that I really want for the Raiders. I mean, he's a tough dude. He's a Gruden grinder. I get that he's the second wide receiver taken behind Judy. For me, though, in terms of fit, I think CeeDee Lamb fits what the Raiders are trying to do a little bit better. Absolutely great after the catch, and he can be that number one receiver.
And
I've seen some comparisons to Hopkins. I don't know if I'm there.
I'm there.
But CeeDee Lamb, I think I love this pick.
I did. Everyone didn't freak out when he ran that 4.5, right? Because I told you guys he was probably going to run around a 4.5. Like, that's just who he is. That's fine. After the catch situations, he's awesome at it. I love both of these receivers. Heck, you can throw in Henry Ruggs, too, if you want.
Okay, how about this? We're just going to keep it with CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. Pick a wide receiver. Who would you draft first? CeeDee Lamb, type CeeDee, or Jerry Jeudy, type JJ?
There is no wrong answer. Jeudy is such a fantastic route runner that he's going to have, I think, a pretty high floor in the NFL. CeeDee Lamb is so great with his body control, contested catch, after the catch, that that combination's really tough to find. That's why I lean a little bit more to CeeDee Lamb.
Let's go now to pick number 13, Justin Herbert. I was actually surprised that he slid this far.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Herbert was the fourth quarterback off the board and at number 13. I do know the Colts were high on Herbert this year and last year. If they could get him at number 13 overall, they'd be ecstatic.
Well, if they were high,
They'd
luckily
love
with the new CBA rules,
They're
good to
okay.
go. Now, Justin Herbert, quarterback out of Oregon, I would be very, very surprised. We put out
Really
a
good
video,
value.
the top destination for Justin Herbert. Go check it out. Also, a video that I want every single person to go watch, Tom's latest mock draft, because it's better than McShay.
Historically speaking, I have been more accurate than Todd McShay the past couple of seasons.
Brag about your own video.
It's just math. So if you want historically more accurate combines, not for hate on McShay, he's great. I'm just better. You can watch my NFL mock draft. It's on the channel right now. Feel free to go check it out. A little bit different picks here throughout.
That was kind of a Swift kick in the nuts to McShay. Speaking of Swift, drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at pick 14.
Thanks, I hate it.
Makes no sense to me.
If I'm Tampa, I don't have much interest in taking DeAndre Swift at number 14 overall. I don't think that'd be a good pick for him. So, thanks, I hate it.
Let's go to the Mile High City. Henry Ruggs, he's going to the Denver Broncos.
Thanks, I love it. This one's much better. I think Ruggs in Denver is a fantastic fit. Brings you speed on the outside. If he's there at 15, I think this will be a very popular mock draft selection.
The Atlanta Falcons are going to go with Kayvon Chasen out of LSU.
These two picks actually are the same, by the way, for my mock draft and McShay's mock draft. Chasen didn't test the combine, but he's a really gifted athlete there. I like that fit at number 16 for the Falcons.
With pick 17 in Todd McShay's NFL mock draft, the Dallas Cowboys go with Xavier McKinney, safety out of Alabama.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's a safer pick. McKinney's going to be a good NFL player. Now, maybe he's not going to be the superstar player that some other options might be available on the board. Guys like Christian Fulton were there. C.J. Henderson, Javon Kinlaw were also there. I don't like passing on Kinlaw for McKinney, but hey, it does fill a need, and safety has been a need for a very long time. If the Cowboys do take McKinney on draft night, I'm not going to be upset. I might not be over the moon like I might be for other potential picks.
Seems like they're trying to hit a single here.
Maybe it's even a double. And that's good. You need those players. You're going to have flaws for all of these guys at pick number 17. There is not going to be a perfect pick. That's why you're outside of the top 15. And I think a lot of the debate might come down to, well, which safety do you want? Do you want Grant Delpit? Do you want Xavier McKinney? Alabama asked McKinney to do a lot. I don't love him in deep coverage. I don't think in open space as a single high guy, I think he's a bit uncomfortable. But in space, in the box against tight ends, in close coverage, he's very fluid and he fits well. Grant Delpit, meanwhile, I think brings you more dynamic ability in that open area. So they're both very good safeties. You can take them both at 17. McKinney's stock is trending upward. Delpit's the wrong way because Delpit missed a lot of tackles this year, and that's a big issue for NFL teams, even if he was a bit banged up.
So how about this? We want you to pick a safety. Grant Delpit, type D. Xavier McKinney, type M. I'm going to type my M for Xavier McKinney. I like him a lot. He's a pretty safe player, but I think he can also do a lot of different things for a defense. That's kind of where I would go with McKinney. What about you?
I still lean more towards Grant Delpit. I know it's a riskier pick. It might blow up in your face, but I think the potential of finding a true single high free safety is more valuable than what McKinney can do. Not that McKinney's bad, but I think the upside for Delpit is worth it.
The Miami Dolphins at pick number 18 go C.J. Henderson, who had an unbelievable combine.
Henderson is a really good corner. I think the NFL is going to come in on him as CB2. I might be more towards CB3, but you're splitting hairs at that point. Miami needs corner help. I love the fit.
At pick number 19, the Las Vegas Raiders get Javon Kinlaw at 19.
Thoughts?
Well, there was a report from Vic DeFore that the Raiders would not draft Javon Kinlaw, but that was at pick 12. But having Kinlaw slide all the way to 19, this is really good value in my opinion.
So there was quite a bit of discussion on Kinlaw at the Combine. The only way he gets out of the top 15, I think, or even we'll just say the top 16, top 17, is if the medicals fail. The knee tendonitis is a concern, but the Colts love him. The Colts might take him at number 13 if there aren't any quarterbacks that they love. If he's there at 13, and the Cowboys like him, the Falcons could take him, I have a tough time seeing him get to number 19 unless there are medical issues. But him on the interior, he's a great fit for what Rod Marinelli likes to do on defense. I think what John Gruden likes to do as well.
You know what I like to do?
Win
Bet
money.
on XFL, win money, and you can do all that at BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. BetDSI has hooked us up with the #1 deal on the internet, so if you guys want to take advantage of it, you got to use NFL 120 at chatsports.com/bet. So you can put down $100, you get $120 for free. Be a big baller, put down $500, get $600 for free. Let's go to pick number 20 now, the Jags. Ross Blacklock.
Yeah, not a huge fan of this one. McShay also said he has very good size, and that's just flat out wrong. Blacklock, 6'3", 290, 32 3/8 inch arms. For normal people, that's a massive human being. For an NFL defensive tackle, that's below average. I didn't love Blacklock's combine. It wasn't bad. If he goes top 20, I just think that's a reach, plain and simple.
So who will be a surprise first-round draft pick? Throw it in the comments. I mean, if DeAndre Swift goes 14, that'll blow my mind. And if Jordan Love goes at 6.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say Blacklock would fit as a surprise first-round pick. There are some others in this mock we'll get to. I wouldn't consider a surprise. I think Denzel Mims should be in that discussion.
Ooh, okay. Well, we are going to talk about another wide receiver. It's not Denzel Mims. The Eagles are going to go with Justin Jefferson out of LSU. Dude had a good combine.
I like him quite a bit. I know there was a lot of underneath stuff at LSU. He is a good player and a strong receiver class. Fills a big need. How can I complain about it?
Let's go to another wide receiver now. Out of Clemson, T. Higgins to the Buffalo Bills.
I'm still a believer in Higgins, but I do wonder if Higgins is going to slide a bit on draft night because there are separation concerns. And from what I saw last year at the draft, teams wanted players who separated well. That's really not T. Higgins' game. So I'm going to monitor that again this year. But at 22 to the Bills, outside receiver, I like the fit.
At pick number 23, A.J. Epinesa. I feel like his stock is dropping very rapidly.
Yeah, he had a rough combine. Now, he wasn't going to test great. He was never going to be someone who ran like a 4.5 40 and showed off all this bend. It's not how he wins. He wins with length and power. He's almost a 5 technique, kind of that 3-4 defensive end. He's a big guy, but he was not a good athlete. Even weight adjusted, it wasn't a great athletic showing for A.J. Epinesa. That's a big-time red flag. You can find those bigger bodies. It's tougher to find those edge guys who are truly bendy athletes. But for the Patriots, he's a fantastic fit. He could be Trey Flowers for them. Like, that's actually one of my comps for him. So I love the fit for Epinesa and for the Patriots. I think he'd have success in New England.
The New Orleans Saints, they're on the board next here. We got Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver out of Arizona State.
I'm not as in love with him as I think the NFL is, but for the Saints and the role they could have him play, I think it ended up being a pretty decent fit.
At pick 25, this one makes a lot of sense. Trayvon Diggs, quarterback out of Alabama. The Vikings will have, I think, nobody left in their secondary.
Well, yeah, they need corner help, and he gets to pair him with his brother.
Oh,
What's not to love about that?
Are we sure Stephon wants to stay in Minnesota, though?
Yes, this will help Stephon's whatever alleged attitude issues that there are.
The Miami Dolphins, they're up again. Pick 26, Josh Jones, Houston.
They need offensive line help. I think Josh Jones goes in the late first round. I think he could even be in play at number 18 for Miami. Maybe if there's an edge rusher there, they pass on him and try and get him at 26. But I think he goes round 1, so I'm down with this pick.
So now we want you to shout out your favorite team. We're doing a Todd McShay mock draft. We want to know who your favorite team is right now. I'm a Raider fan. Tom's a Cowboy fan. Let us know in the comments. Yetur Gross-Matos, I don't know why I had trouble saying it, out of Penn State, going to the Seattle Seahawks.
A bit more of that bendy, athletic edge rusher. I think Seattle could use one of those guys. Historically, they've tended to prefer some of the bigger-bodied, almost like that A.J. Epinesa-style mold, but I like that role he would play in Seattle.
Baltimore Ravens, they love their linebackers. They're going to go with Patrick Queen out of LSU, the first linebacker drafted, by the way.
Well, if you don't include Isaiah Simmons there. Queen
true.
and Kenneth Murray were both on the board. Take your pick. I think they'd both be good selections at number 28 overall.
At number 29, the Tennessee Titans, they go Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle.
Yeah, I'd be stunned if he was on the board here at number 29. I think he's clearly OT number 4 above Josh Jones. I think it's more likely he goes closer to like number 9 than number 29. Now, I don't think he's going to go top 10, but top 15 is very plausible. 29, I'd be really surprised if he slid it that far.
This pick surprised me a little bit. KJ Hamler from Penn State, number 30.
We'll get to some of the receivers that were still on the board. I like KJ Hamler. I don't like him at 30 overall, though.
At pick number 31, this is an absolute steal for the 49ers, Grant Delpit.
Delpit, I think, is a good fit for San Francisco. I know his stock has fallen because of the tackling and some of the injury stuff, but at 31, I think it's a really good fit for the San Francisco 49ers.
And then to round out this mock draft, we got Justin Madubuike from Texas A&M.
It's an interesting fit because this would be a Chris Jones replacement. He's a free agent. If they do lose him, they need all kinds of help. Now, McShay mentioned that they passed on corners. I would prefer a corner over Justin Madubuike here. I don't think that's really the route I would go if I were Casey. Christian Fulton, Jeff Gladney, and Kenneth Murray were all on the board. I know you might lose Chris Jones, but I think those are better players than Madubuike, who I like, but more of a round 2 guy than a true first-round pick.
So here were some notable prospects left out of Todd McShay's first-round mock draft. Christian Fulton out of LSU, Jeff Gladney from TCU, Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma, Laviska Shenault, who I think, had a pretty rough combine.
He's hurt again.
And then one guy who had an incredible combine, Denzel Mims. Heck, I had Denzel Mims going to the Raiders in the 3rd round of my first mock.
He ain't going to be there anymore.
That ain't happening anymore.
Look, Fulton continues to get hated on by the ESPN guys, and I'm just not sure what's going on there. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I like him a lot. I think he should be a first-round pick. I think Jeff Gladney will be a first-round pick as well. Frankly, there weren't enough corners who went off the board, I believe, in this Todd McShay mock draft.